Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Atia Jenkins and I am Purpose Beauty by Nee. Happy New Year to you guys. I really hope that this new year is starting off well for you guys. Personally for me, this new year has already been a very drastic change. This whole first week and a day or 2 days have been full of change, good and bad and uncomfortable for me. So yeah, I am having a good start to my new year. I would not say that it's been a terrible start. It has not been at all. It's actually been a wonderful start, but just going through and pushing through a lot of changes currently. So, before we get into this video, please pause it. Yes, pause it right here, okay? Like my video, subscribe to my channel, and press the bell icon so that you never miss any new uploads. This is the first video of the new year, okay? And we are going to be doing a super like vampy kind of grunge look. I was inspired actually online, again, just kind of flipping through Google images because I purchased a black lipstick from Juvia's Place and I was like, I need to create a look to go with this lipstick. And I found one. So that is what we're going to be doing today. So in addition to this being an actual like look, kind of like lookbook sort of video, I'm also going to be explaining to you guys the process of putting on makeup because I get so many questions of people asking, oh my gosh, what are your steps? And I know I only have 3 videos on my channel currently, but they're not super detailed in terms of like what I am doing exactly and why you should do this. I believe, just like so many other people who do makeup, that makeup does not have rules. Okay, I just want to start with that. There's no rules to makeup except besides maybe blending. That's probably the only rule that there is to makeup. Blend your makeup, okay? That's the only thing. You are literally free to create. That's what makeup is about. Makeup is about creating. It is about expressing yourself, showing your mood, showing people what you like, your favorite colors, everything. Makeup is about creation. Everyone is different. Everyone has their own methods. Some people prime before they moisturize. Some people moisturize before they prime. Some people do foundation first and then their eyeshadow. Some people do eyeshadow first, then foundation. I like to switch it up. Sometimes I do, 1, 2, 3, and sometimes I do 3, 4, 1. Like, there's just really no rules. So I just wanted to start off with that before I get into this video. So everything that I am doing is what I do. Feel free to follow my steps. And then if you feel like you want to tweak something or something just doesn't work for you, by all means. All right? But let's go ahead and get into this video. So the first thing with any makeup look that is very important is to make sure you start off with a fresh face. Now I did wash my face earlier, but I was out and running like some errands, so I just took just a micellar water makeup wipe and just went over my face really quickly to just rub off any dirt that might possibly be on my face. And now I am going in with a primer. Now this is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Primer, which I have been loving lately. And I got it from CVS and it was $12, I believe. But this is a really great primer. And the key to a good foundation lay is always a really good primer. And this is a really good drugstore primer. It really helps to smooth out your face and minimize pores while also giving you like a nice little glow. So just make sure you rub up any primer that you want to use into your skin before you start any makeup process. So for eyeshadow, now this is one of those things where, like I said, there's no rules, there's no right or wrong way. So sometimes I like to use a primer and sometimes I like to use a concealer, which is what I'm doing today. So I'm using a concealer from LA Girl, and then I am blending it out with a beauty sponge, and then I'm gonna go over it with a powder. So like I said, you can either use an actual eyeshadow primer, and the one that I like to use is from Urban Decay, and it is the primer potion. But you can definitely also use, you know, just concealer and a powder, and it works just as well. So the powder that I'm using is from Wet n Wild, and it is a $6 powder. It comes in a really big container, so it's a lot of product for a very actually, no, I take that back. It wasn't $6. It was $10, but it's worth it because it works really, really well. And the powder really helps to set the concealer, and just to make sure that your eyeshadow is not going to stick to your lid and it won't be all patchy. So the powder helps it to go on smoothly. Okay, now for this eyeshadow look, this is a very, very simple look, but it's one of those looks that people look at you and be like, oh my gosh, like this looks amazing. How long did it take you? And you just be like, 5 minutes. Literally, this is a super, super easy look, and I'm only using one brush. So I'm using my Morphe M441 brush. And for this look specifically, I am using my Lancome palette, and it has a lot of like neutral colors in it and shimmers, and it also has a black shadow in it. So the first thing that I'm doing is taking that black shadow, and I'm really just putting it all over my lid. And this M441 brush is an amazing brush. It is a tapered blending brush, and it's one of those brushes that you can use for your whole eyeshadow look, like from start to finish. Now this is a really simple look. I'm only going to be using 2 colors, black and brown, but even if I were to use 3 colors, 4 colors, this is one of those brushes that it just comes in clutch every single time. And it is very inexpensive. I believe by itself it's probably only like $5 if I'm not mistaken, but I did get it in a set. So anyway, I'm taking my black shadow and I'm just putting it all over my lid, and I'm being very cautious, or more so precise with my blending, because I don't want it to look harsh. I want it to be diffused and look soft. Even though this is a darker look, I just want it to blend, you know, really smoothly. So after I'm finished with the black, I'm actually going to take a brown shadow, and obviously you can use any palette that might have black and brown in it. There's no specific palette that you need to use. So I'm taking this brown shadow, and I'm just starting on the outer corner of my lid, and I'm working my way in, and I'm just using simple back and forth sweeping motions just to help blend the black and the brown together to create like a nice little ombre effect. And here I'm speeding it up just to, you know, because this blending process, I do a lot of blending, honestly, but it's really important, honestly, to make your eyeshadows really look nice. Blending is very, very important, unless you are actually going for like a super, you know, sharp, you want those lines to show look, which I've seen done beautifully before, but most of the time blending is very, very important. So that's what I'm doing here, and like I said, I am speeding it up because it did take me, you know, just a little bit to, you know, blend this out, but that's me personally. So yeah, there's not really much more to say. This is a very, very simple look, just black and brown, using the brown to diffuse the black, and there we go. And here in the inner corner, I'm just popping in a gold shimmer into my inner corner just to add a little bit of highlight. And like I said, there's no specific palette that you need to use. Just for this specific look, as long as you have a black shadow, a brown shadow, and a gold shimmer, or any shimmer, you could even use silver or whatever, it will work. Trust me, it will work. And to add some more depth to my eyes, I'm just going in with a brown eye pencil, and then I'm going to take a gold eye pencil, and I'm also going over with that. I kind of skipped around a little bit when I edited this, so I did actually like cut out some of the part where I added the eye pencil. But just know that I did add brown eye pencil, and I'm here adding the gold eye pencil as well. Now you know we gotta add those lashes, okay? So these are the Ardell Mega Volume lashes, and the number is 253. I don't know if you guys go by the number, but sometimes I do, especially if I'm looking online. So the number 253 Mega Volume Ardell lashes. Now these are quite long lashes, but because I do have on a darker shadow, you can't really see the length. I mean, you kind of can, but you get what I'm saying. So that's what I'm using for my lashes. I didn't put on any mascara this time just because I feel like I didn't need to, because it's already dark, and I also didn't do any like top liner because obviously this is a dark look. Now on to foundation. So for the foundation, I'm actually using the NYX Control Drop Foundation. Now I haven't used this foundation in a while, but I used to love it, and I still do. I just haven't used it in a while, so I decided why not. But just a quick little blurb about it. This foundation is very good because obviously, as you can tell, I can just drop it onto my face, and it's very customizable. So if I feel like it's too dark or too light, I can go ahead and add a lighter shade, or I can go ahead and add a darker shade. So these are very nice because you can really just customize your exact shade, which I really like about it. So when I put on the drops now, getting into how to blend out. So you can either use a brush or a sponge. I like to use both. In this case, I am using a flat top brush, and this brush is actually from Juvia's Place. I also like to use my Morphe blending brush as well. The blending brush really just, I feel like, helps to buffer it into your face more. But what I will say is, if you have sensitive skin and you tend to break out, using a sponge is better because you're just, you're bouncing onto your skin, and the sponge doesn't have any bristles to irritate your face. Because I do find that sometimes if my skin is a little bit wacky, or just not working with me that day, I will get some breakouts if I do use a brush. So now for concealer, I am using my LA Girl Pro Concealer, and this is in the shade Fawn. And I'm just using the actual brush tip, which is nice. This is what's nice about these concealers, that it has a brush tip, so you can just brush it on there. Really nice. So when you do concealer, people, you can do one of two things. You can either get a concealer that matches your skin, or you can get a concealer that is a shade or 3 shades lighter than your actual shade. And I like to use one that is a shade or 2 lighter because it helps to highlight. And if you have a foundation that is a little bit off, or a little bit red, or just a little bit darker than you would like, you can use that lighter concealer to just help correct it. So I've always used concealers to highlight my under eyes or to highlight my face as well. So that's a good method for people to use. And for concealer, now I do really like to use a sponge. I know some people use brushes, but I personally believe that the sponge is, you have a little bit more control with the sponge when you are blending out concealer, and it also just really helps to get it soaked up into the skin and get it on, really nice and smooth. So after concealer, what you like to do, or what I like to do, is to use a powder. And this is very common. Most people, if they put a concealer, they set their concealer with a powder. And this helps, one, to minimize fine lines and wrinkles. 2, to help set your makeup. When I say set your makeup, so it's not like all oily. If you take your fingers or anything, you kind of like wipe it across your face, it won't just come off instantly. And it also helps to soak up any oils that you might have in your skin that might make your foundation slip or move. And yeah, so powder is just a really good thing. There's a few different types of powders. You can use translucent, you can use banana powder, you can use just a rose colored powder. You can use, they have different colored powders, but I like to use translucent powders. Now, the contouring, okay, contouring is, a different subject for me, because like I bounce back and forth between contouring and bronzing. A lot of people do both, some people don't do it at all, but I have yet to find a contouring method that I like, that I stick to. So I kind of bounce back and forth in between different contouring methods. Now this is a method that I don't know if I've seen anyone do it, but it's possible that someone could be doing it. So I use a brown eyeliner pencil. And I feel like that just helps me to be more precise with where I'm placing my contour. And it blends out better than, I would say, some contour sticks that I've used. I just find that the pencil is easier, I have more control, and it kind of just, it stays in that one place where you need it to blend out. So that's what I've been doing lately. And the pencil that I got is just a Wet n Wild eyeliner pencil from CVS for 99 cents. And that's been working for me so far. Like I said, I haven't seen anyone, but I also haven't looked to see if anyone has done it with a pencil. I'm sure someone has, but this is just a little hack of mine. If you don't have a contour palette, you don't want to buy a contour palette, you can use a brown eyeliner pencil, or just any like eyeliner pencil that is, you know, darker than your actual shade, because contouring is just contour, sculpt your face and create those shadows. Okay. And another thing I want to say, contouring is super optional. If you feel like you don't want to, or you feel like you're not ready to do contour, that's perfectly fine. When I first started makeup, I didn't know nothing about nothing with contour, so I wasn't even doing it for the longest time. But contouring really just creates shadows. If you want to slim your face down, create like a sharper, you know, like higher cheekbones or what have you. That's really all contouring is. So as I mentioned before, sometimes, you know, you can do contour and bronzer. So here I am actually applying bronzer. And this is just a matte bronzer. And all that bronzer serves to do is to add the shadows back into your face. So the contour helps to sculpt your face and create those sharp, you know, shadows. And then the bronzer just helps to warm up your face, add some more color after you've, I guess, made it pale. With all the foundation and concealer that you might have put on. So next we're going to go to highlighter. I know y'all know what highlighter is, you know, highlight be popping. But highlight is, it's just what it is. You're just highlighting the places of your face that you want to be highlighted. So I like to highlight my cheekbones. I like to highlight the tip of my nose, the bridge of my nose, and my chin. And when my eyebrows are done, I like to highlight under my brow, but try not to draw too much attention to my brow because they're really raggedy and I'm still letting them grow out. So we're gonna skip the brows today. So one of the next to last steps of the process after doing highlight is blush. And blush, been around for years. It's a very basic, you know, thing. I like to add blushes that are a little bit more on the peachy side of things because I think it matches my skin tone very well. So all you do is you pick a blush, you add it to your cheeks to give it like a rosy hue. I feel like it pulls every makeup look together. It just creates just a glow, and I really like blush. Some people don't use blush. Another optional thing. Really, any kind of makeup is optional, obviously, but I do like to add blush to my makeup looks. And now I'm just going under my under eye. Now this is just specific to this eyeshadow look. This is not a thing. This is just, if you're doing eyeshadow and you want to do under eye, I'm just taking that brown eyeshadow that I used, and I'm just going under my eye. After I use the brown pencil, I'm just taking it and sweeping it under my eye to create a more smoky effect. Okay, so now the last step is setting spray. And setting spray is where all the magic happens. It's just a spray that helps to melt all the layers that you just finished putting on your face. It takes them and just melts them all together. Now there's so many different types of setting sprays. There's hydrating setting spray, there's mattifying setting spray, there's dewy finish setting spray. So many different types of setting sprays. Setting sprays are my life, okay? If you don't have one, get one. They are all over the place. You get them online, you get them in a store. This one that I just used specifically is from ColourPop, and it is their hyaluronic acid setting spray. All right, now to finish off this look, I am taking that black lipstick that I got from Juvia's Place and finishing off this look. Now you got to be really careful with black lipstick because it can go really, really right or really, really wrong. Thankfully, it went right today, but that's because I was very careful. You have to be very careful when you're applying darker colors so it doesn't look all smudgy and disgusting. I hope I was clear on some of my instruction on how like to go about this, like putting on a face. Yeah, excuse my wig because it's actually not glued to my head, so if it looks like... But see, only you guys get the scoop, okay? You get the scoop, okay? She ain't glued down all the way, so, but it's okay. All right, so we are done, and this is the finished look. Visit me on Instagram, visit me on Facebook. Everything will be linked down below, and click the bell icon so that you do not miss any new videos. And a happy new year to you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.